How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all having an amazing day. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how exactly the Warzone 2 circle is going to work, because there are actually some pretty big changes that are coming to it, and there is a lot to go over. If this video helps you out at all, then help me out by hitting that like button, but let's go ahead and cut this plug and get right into it. So there are some major changes coming to how the circle will close in certain games in Warzone 2, and I think that this is going to be super interesting. But they say here that in some games the circle collapse will behave as normal, as we're all used to, being one circle that closes in several stages. But in other games, the circle collapse is going to split into multiple circles, up to 3 in some cases. I have no idea how this is going to work, so we do have some examples below that we're going to work through here. Let me know down in the comments just how you guys imagine this working, but let's get into it here and see. They start off by saying that split circles will inheritably be smaller than the normal circle collapse, and their size will depend on how early or how late a circle split happens in a match. So this isn't even necessarily something that you can know is going to happen. So here they're talking about how the circles are going to be smaller when they're split. I think that's pretty obvious. We should all understand that by now. That's kind of like a pointless go over. I wouldn't expect the circles to be 2 equal sized circles, because that would be weird. You would imagine it to be 2 halves of what would have been the circle. Whatever, I hope that made sense, whatever. Moving on, maybe it did need explained, but moving on to the second thing that they bring up though, which is cross-circle engagement. They say, while difficult, it is possible to engage with enemies in the other circle collapses during a split collapse. One strategy they point out is for snipers to account for bullet drop and roughly see through the hazy collapse, can possibly be able to make out enemies in other circles. So here they're pointing out that you will be able to engage with other enemies in other circles, which, you know, I didn't assume that you wouldn't be able to, just aside from the fact that it's going to be difficult. It makes you wonder if perhaps you'll be able to transfer from one circle to another. Say if you don't really like the circle that you're in right now. I don't know. Like I said, this is super weird. And finally, down to the last point though, which I think is the most important. This is hopefully going to tie everything together here for me, because I'm still confused. The merge is what they call it. And they say that individual circles will ultimately meet in the middle, Venn diagram style, which is how they're going to draw everybody back together. I think this is interesting. I don't know, like, you could end up in a situation where you won out your circle and now you're just waiting for the Venn diagram circle to appear and you know, hold that smaller last circle's radius. This is interesting, to say the least. Like, that I don't know. Honestly, I didn't think you could like shake up the whole battle royale formula too much more in the lifespan that we've had battle royales out, but this actually seems like a change that's going to shake things up a bit and is definitely going to change the way certain games play out. I'm interested to see how this ends up playing out in game, if it turns into more of a nuisance rather than a cool new feature, because it could very well turn into something that's more irritating rather than a cool new feature. Who knows? I think it's cool that they're at least taking a stab at something that's kind of wild. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments about the circle collapsing, but I honestly am just hoping that Ricochet anti-cheat kicks in and starts working with Warzone 2. Who knows? Fingers crossed that the anti-cheat is going to do something, because that is the only reason I quit playing Warzone 1, so just hopefully, fingers crossed, like I said. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, but that is all of the information that I have to go over in this video. I hope you guys all have an amazing day. I'm out.